Well, I've got to say, it's been quite the first 6 months for this channel. I remember when I posted my first ever video, I was so nervous, yet at the same time excited that I finally started something that I wanted to be a part of for a long time. I had no idea how the channel would do, or if anyone would even watch my videos, so I pretty much just posted whatever I felt like making. And somehow, half a year later, over 45,000 people decided that they wanted to see more, which I'm honestly so grateful for. And one of the best feelings in the world is when your work is noticed by some pretty notable names. And now that I'm finally back to regular weekly videos, hopefully, I thought it'd be great to make a video reflecting back on my channel. I was thinking I could do some sort of video showing my channel's evolution, or maybe a video about the creation of the channel. But nah, I figured I wanted to do something a bit more fun, something that hopefully we can all get a bit of a laugh out of, which is why I've decided what better way to look back on my channel than to look at some of the biggest fuck-ups I've made in the channel so far. So if you didn't notice, us people who make videos on this site, no matter how big our channels are, we're not perfect. We're just like you guys, regular people, and from time to time, we may accidentally do or say something that's not exactly correct.
So I find it appropriate that we find ourselves today talking about Pokemon number 497, that's being Rotom.
But it also boosts Salamancer's decent 80 base defense to 120 base defense.
And has this ever happened to me? Of course not. I'm kidding, yes it has. Quite a few times actually. At first it wasn't that big of a deal, but then it just got to a point when I was actually kind of getting mad at myself. Usually if I do make a mistake or someone else notices, I'll correct it in the comments, but a lot of times that's just not enough. So today I'm going to take one out of the Nostalgia Critics books and look at some of the most notable mistakes on this channel. Also keep in mind, some of these aren't proper mistakes, more miscommunication of things that people think are mistakes, but they're technically not. So I'll be giving my reason of why these mistakes happened, whether they're actual mistakes or not really mistakes, or at least why I think they were in the video. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. I hope you guys enjoy. Mistake number 1. Text errors. Pokemon knowing they should. A mistake in the mistakes video, nice one. What an idiot. How ironic. The video in which I talk about Pokemon making mistakes, I make a mistake by completely missing out an entire word. Pokemon knowing moves that they shouldn't know. Actually, I missed out 2 words. That's even worse. Honestly, I don't really have an excuse for this. I guess it was just me not really thinking about the full sentence at the time, but compared to some of the other mistakes on this list, this is nothing. Mistake number 2. Diglett learning Sucker Punch does make sense. So in my more moves that Pokemon should or shouldn't learn video, the first Pokemon I talk about was Diglett, and that it doesn't really make sense for it to be able to learn Sucker Punch, mainly because you need fists in order to punch. Well, the translation for the move Sucker Punch is Surprise Attack, nothing to do with punching, and that's of course the reason why Sucker Punch isn't classed as a punching move. And a move called Surprise Attack is probably a move that you'd expect from Pokemon like Diglett and its evolution. Now the thing is, I did actually read the Japanese translation, and almost didn't include Diglett on the list, but in the end I decided to. I did however say in the video, I guess you could argue that Sucker Punch is just a blow made without warning, so it doesn't include having to hit with a fist. And I also wanted to compare the fact that Diglett and Dugtrio get Sucker Punch and Scrafty doesn't, but I do guess including this as a move that Diglett shouldn't be able to learn when it does actually make sense to be able to learn it does kinda count as a mistake. Mistake number 3. Pikachu was shocked by Zekrom. So if you're familiar with this channel, you know that I've talked quite a lot about Ash's Pikachu in the past, along with how and why Pikachu's power is so inconsistent. In my What is up with Ash's Pikachu video, one of the theories I brought up was that Pikachu's level resets at the beginning of every region, saying that Pikachu gets shocked and that somehow resets Pikachu's level. And of course, I got comments from people telling me that at the beginning of the Unova region, Pikachu takes an electric attack from Zekrom, weakening Pikachu in the process, and taking away Pikachu's electric attacks. Yeah, that would kind of explain why Pikachu lost the battle against Trip Snivy. However, the reason why I didn't bring up Pikachu getting shocked by Zekrom is because Pikachu getting shocked by Zekrom was the reason why Pikachu's level was reset. I say Pikachu gets shocked at the beginning of every region. Well, in Unova, this is when Pikachu got shocked. So if this is still a mistake, it's really not that big of a mistake. And if Pikachu's level didn't reset, then how did Pikachu not faint Snivy when it hit it with a quick attack? Unless Pikachu's level was reset? And for any of you say, stop using Pokemon levels in the anime, they only apply in the games. Hold up. I'm getting to it. Mistake number 4. Calling Pokemon by the wrong name. Yes, I made an exact mistake that was made in the Pokemon anime. Another one from my second Pokemon moves video. I called Clefairy Clefable. Jigglypuff and Clefable can learn strength. Jigglypuff and Clefable can, twice. Yo, Alex, does that look like a Clefable to you? No, it doesn't, you dickhead. Honestly, I don't really know how I managed to mistake Clefairy for Clefable. I can only assume that it's because Clefable rolled off the tongue better at the time, but apart from that I don't really have much else of an excuse. Mistake number 5. Corphish is based on a crayfish, not a crab. Okay, I promise this is the last mistake from my second Pokemon moves video. In the video I said that it didn't really make sense for Corphish to be able to learn the move Dragon Dance, because it's based on a crab, and Corphish is based on a crab. But actually, Corphish is based on the red swamp crayfish. So the reason I said Corphish was based on a crab, and not a crayfish, was because I read somewhere, or at least thought I read somewhere, that a crayfish is a type of crab, which is why the image I used in the video to represent a crab was a red swamp crayfish. Unfortunately, I was actually wrong, and I tried to find the source that I read stated that a crayfish is a type of crab, but I couldn't find it for whatever reason. So yeah, Corphish is based on a crayfish. The more you know, guys. Mistake number 6. There are 4 forms of matter, not 3. Well, if you want to get really technical onto how many states of matter there are, there's actually 5, but the mistake is that there's more than 3. In my Pokemon moves with confusing types video, I say that Dialga, Palkia and Giratina represent the 3 forms of matter, solid, liquid and gas, which was the main reason why Palkia was a water type, with Dialga, Palkia and Giratina representing the 3 forms of matter. But of course, there's more than just 3 forms of matter, with the 4th form of matter being plasma. So the reason why I said 3 forms of matter and not more was because I was only using one example to try and explain why Palkia might be a water type. I didn't say there were only 3 forms of matter, but what would have been better if I said that Dialga, Palkia and Giratina represented 3 of the forms of matter. But to be honest, if I did, people would probably still get mixed up, unless I straight up said there were 4 forms of matter, or 5. However many forms or states there are, people are still gonna complain no matter what. Mistake number 7. The anime is different to the games. You seem to be confused. This isn't the games, it's the anime. An entirely different canon. This whole list is full of errors. It's not the games, it's the anime. Different canon. Oh, it's not the games, it's the anime. They don't have move slots. God, you're an idiot. It's not the games. God. This is easily one of the most annoying comments I get. The amount of times someone has commented on my videos to say that the anime doesn't follow the games is pretty ridiculous. Now in some cases, yes, anime logic does differ from the games, and obviously some people are going to say that the anime doesn't follow the games, and it's a mistake to compare the anime to the games. In some cases, I see why it would be a mistake on my end, but here is why I compare the anime to the games. To say that the Pokemon anime doesn't follow the games is kind of silly, because the anime does follow the games.
Page's attack is Gust at level 5, Sand attack at level 12.
For the most part. If you're going to say that anime logic doesn't apply to the games at all, then you're basically saying that the show can pretty much get away with anything. If the anime doesn't follow the games, does that mean it'd be okay in the anime for Pikachu to evolve into Blastoise? Would it be okay for Charizard to use Water Gun? Would it be okay in the anime if water types were weak to fire types?
Both of Ash's Pokemon are water types and they're totally weak against fire type.
No! It wouldn't. And if you're going to say, that's stupid, of course the anime is going to follow those things because they're obvious, then why am I not allowed to point out other times the anime has differed from the games and class it as a mistake? To what extent does the anime follow the games? Either it does or it doesn't. Sure, there's going to be some differences, like the way trainers battle in the animes in real time compared to taking it in turns, and Pokemon evolving during battle. But if I'm not allowed to say that a Pokemon knowing more than 4 moves in the anime, or a Pokemon learning a move in the anime that it can't learn in the games is a mistake, then please tell me, what is a mistake? This is one of the reasons I put off doing another anime mistakes video, because no matter what I find, there's always going to be at least one person saying it isn't a mistake because it's the anime and not the games, even though that excuse is bullshit. Oh, maybe they're right. Maybe there aren't any mistakes in the anime. I don't know. I am going to unsubscribe now, because you get so much things wrong in every video.
Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend.
Mistake number 8. Frieza can't teleport. In my Mewtwo vs Frieza video, I stated that Frieza could teleport with instant transmission. Frieza can also teleport. Ever heard of instant transmission? Well, it turns out actually Frieza can't teleport. Yeah, what a silly thing to say. Okay, so I'm not the biggest Dragon Ball Z fan. In fact, I haven't even seen a lot of the episodes. But the reason I did say Frieza could teleport with instant transmission is because, well, in the Goku vs Frieza fight, I assumed that this was teleporting, but it turns out he was just moving really, really fast. Although that begs the question, if he was moving that fast, why didn't he just punch Goku? Also, on the official Dragon Ball wiki site, on the instant transmission page, Frieza's name was under users. Not anymore, which just makes me look stupid, but it was. I swear. I wouldn't state something that a character wasn't capable of unless there was some sort of evidence that showed it. You know what? Forget it. It was a mistake, and I'm probably not going to touch anything Dragon Ball Z on this channel again, so whatever. Plus, it wouldn't have changed the outcome of the fight anyway. Mistake number 9. Missing out Greninja in the Who is Ash's Best Pokemon video. What about Greninja that Mega Evolved and fused with Ash? What about Greninja? What about Greninja? What about Ash's Greninja? Cough, Greninja, cough. No, it's Ash Greninja. Ever heard of Greninja? It can even freaking turn into Ash Greninja. Have you seen Ash's Greninja in battle? Where the fuck is Ash Greninja? Greninja, 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 Greninja. The reason why Ash's Greninja wasn't brought up in the video is because Ash didn't have a Greninja when the video was released. He still had a Frogadier. No Greninja yet, just a Frogadier. So I unfortunately still kind of count this as a mistake on my end, because I did actually put Ash Greninja in the thumbnail of the video. I did however comment why I included Greninja in the thumbnail, so hopefully people would stop asking why Greninja wasn't in the video, but no. So you know what, I've got to change that. I've got to somehow let people know that Greninja won't be mentioned in the video, because people obviously never bother looking at the date the video was released. So, here's the new thumbnail for the video. I was thinking I could just take Greninja out of the thumbnail, but people would probably still ask where Greninja is. So I've got to show them that no, Greninja isn't in the video, but that won't be good enough. People don't really pay attention to the thumbnail. They usually pay more attention to the title. So you know what? Here's the new title of the video. Who is Ash's best Pokemon? Open bracket, Greninja isn't in the video because Ash didn't have a Greninja by the time this video was f***ing released. So that's why Greninja isn't in the video. I'm sorry. Just know that if I did the video now, Greninja would have been in the video. There, so hopefully that patches things up. Although, if Greninja was in the video, would that have changed the outcome of the video? Maybe I should redo the video. And I can now reveal that Ash's best Pokemon is... Still sound like... And finally, mistake number 10. The mistake that inspired this entire video. So in my Pokemon vs episode of Arcanine vs Entei, I said that Entei beats Arcanine 1-on-1 most of the time, either by getting a crit with Stone Edge or stalling Arcanine out with Bulldoze, which is why I gave the 1-on-1 points to Entei. Means that Entei more times out of 10 is going to be Arcanine, so 1-on-1, the point goes to Entei. However, I forgot to mention one thing that Arcanine can use against Entei. It gets Morning Sun, which means, actually, Arcanine being able to heal itself, Entei can't stall Arcanine out. But Arcanine can stall Entei out. Now it's still possible for Entei to win, for example if it gets a crit with Stone Edge, but it does unfortunately mean more times out of 10, because Arcanine is able to keep itself alive with Morning Sun, means that Arcanine should have technically won the point for 1-on-1. I noticed this error about 5 minutes after I released the video, and it annoyed me so much that I even commented and tweeted that I'd be making a video about the mistakes that I've made on my channel. And I did. Wow, I can't believe I actually did. So anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this kind of look back on some of my past videos, as well as some of the most notable f***ups that have happened on my channel so far. Now I know this wasn't really a regular Pokemon video, but I promise, starting from next week, regular Pokemon videos will be on the way, and they'll be even better than before. This was just a fun video I wanted to do, kind of like my comeback to regular videos. I also know that some of you have been asking if I'm ever going to do any more collaborations in the future, and the answer to that is yes, so stick around if you want to see them. Again, I really hope you enjoyed, and please leave a like if you did. Subscribe for all new Pokemon videos in the future, And until next time, thanks so much for watching.